I'm Kat,
And I'm Mello.
and this is Art and Inquiry.
And like usual, we're ready to break some rules and ask the realest questions about art, life, and everything in between. Today, we've got a truly stellar episode for you. Joining us is the genre-defying, boundary-pushing, story-honoring, and absolute force to be reckoned with, Mack. They're a multidisciplinary artist who does it all from music, film, digital art, storytelling. You name it, they do it. And their vibe? Ancestral wisdom meets futuristic innovation, like a jam session hosted by Liberation itself. Yeah, that's pretty epic. So we're going to dig into Mack's story about growing up in the US and ending up somehow in Japan now, which is really an exciting tale. And it keeps living and evolving every single day. And then, of course, we have to turn on some tunes and check out some of Mack's music. It's packed with emotional depth and powerful storytelling. So this episode's got it all. Let's buckle up because we're going off the charts and redefining creativity with Mack. So welcome in, Mack.
Welcome in.
How's it going?
It's golfing.
Yeah. So Japan, right?
Japan is beautiful. It's safe. It's clean. And it's very calm. Like I'm in like a beach town. An hour away by train from Tokyo. It's really nice.
That's amazing. I've always wanted to go to Tokyo. I've always wanted to go to Japan in general.
And you guys have not watched their YouTube videos? Like there's just everyone in different places outside just talking. And I'm like, I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there as I'm just sitting on my couch.
I know. This is really a person who, as we go, you're going to see living vicariously wouldn't be the vibe. It would be the inspiration to go out there and do something like this for yourself. So let's start off with, who is Mack Ent?
I'm a creator, like the universe, supreme ruler of the entire universe. Like I co-create with the universe. The universe focuses on the quality and I focus on the quantity. So I create as much as I want. Well, I started with music. I then went to film and now I do both. I basically make music to be in films. And the films, it's time for them to be a little bit more revolutionary. It's time for them to have more science fiction, time for them to have more fantasy, and time for them to show real people and not this warped view of Hollywood crap. I am also reclaiming my heritage of being a nomad. I'm indigenous. My mother is Lumbee and Cherokee, and my father is Choctaw. And yes, I have West African ancestry, and I have a lot of ancestry of the I like to say the American diaspora, because it's not just the African diaspora. It's like a blended family, and that all encompasses me. So I am my ancestors manifested, and I'm out here living all of our dreams in real time.
What led to you deciding, because you're from the United States, what led to you deciding to leave this life, the United States life, and start living with more intentionality? How did you get from there to here?
10 years ago, I studied abroad in Ghana. I want to say 2015. So that's 11 years ago, technically. 11 years ago, I studied abroad in Ghana, 2015, my fall semester senior year, because I was like, I ain't writing no thesis. Senior project. Seriously, I was just like, I'm going to do a senior project. And I decided I was going to make an EP. Before, it was going to be high life. Like I wanted to compose some high life music. Unfortunately, it was just a bunch of white men. And they just couldn't quite, I just didn't feel like it was going to hit the way it needed to hit. So I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to make a project. So I decided to go to Ghana. I learned the language. I learned the culture. And I basically got a good awakening of how crappy the U.S. really is, especially when it comes to food. I love food.
That does come up a lot in your videos.
Yeah. It is the way to connect to culture, to your heritage, to understanding your past, and to understanding other people. And the food in Ghana is delicious. Like the meat quality was great. This was before I was vegan. Like I was eating all the good meat, all you could think of, all the seafood. And when I came back to the States, I couldn't eat it anymore. I was like, oh, this is not okay. And also while in Ghana, I got a break from racism. I just got to focus on how to make money and my actual talents. I got told I was talented every day and I was poured into every day, and it wasn't about my color. So I was like, oh, I'm done with the United States. Yeah. And then I leave. So I graduated college from Wesleyan University. I found an opportunity that I could volunteer at an NGO. And I was like, y'all got grant money? You a PWI, where the money is? And I was African Studies. Also, I was African Studies social media manager, assistant. And I was like, y'all ain't got no grants. I want to do this thing. I want to go back to Ghana. I want to be there in some capacity because I'm like, don't really know how to work there. So I went back straight out of college. Like literally, I want to say a few days after I graduated, I was so nervous and stressed. I didn't really enjoy my graduation. Oh. And then I was like, okay, I got it. I can't leave. But I graduated in 2016. There was like a job market that it was trash. Like I wasn't getting hired. And I'm like, I'm not going back to Memphis. Like, nobody want to be there. I did all this cool stuff to go back to Memphis in a way that felt like failure to me. I didn't want to be there doing Lord knows what else. There was no jobs like in entertainment in Memphis. It's like, you have to make it. And I'm like, I don't want to be there. So I went to Ghana. I stayed there, did the NGO. Kind of felt like I was isolated because I was literally in the middle of nowhere. And because I'm newly vegan, there wasn't really a lot of options in that region, the Brong-Ahafo region. Then I went back to Accra, the capital, and I lived my best life. It was hard. It was queer. Surprisingly, in Ghana, before they got really, they've already been homophobic, but they got extremely violently homophobic in the past few years. I don't know what happened, but it was not that bad. Like people, I just be like, oh, I'm queer. I'm nobody. They're like, oh, that's so cool. They didn't know what that is. Yeah. They be like, are you gay? Are you lesbian? I'm like, no, technically no. Because I understood the language and I learned the language when I did study abroad. I just knew how to like be seen. Like it is a privilege to be an American citizen and be queer in other countries, but you still need to be careful. However, I wasn't so pressed about that. After that moment, I was like, I don't want to live in America. I just need to make a lot of money and leave. And every time I kept trying to do that, it's like the people around me, I don't want to say NPCs, like non-important characters, but I would like to say agents of the Matrix.
That's a really interesting way of putting that.
I actually like that. That makes so much sense on so many levels. Like, like they knew I didn't want to be there. So it's like they would intentionally not give me certain opportunities to level up to leave. It's like they wanted me to stay there with them. I'm like, I don't want to be here with you. They're like, how long are you staying with them? Is he going to leave again? I'm like, yeah, you're not my family. But I will say I have found my community in the States. They also leaving too. Everybody's leaving. Nobody wants to be in. I would say the moment we found out and got to touch more grass and got to really tap into our spirituality also is a part of this. It was just like, yo, the U.S. is living in a very unnatural way. And I ain't talking about the Bible because I'm talking about just like how we treat each other. We're not using the principles of reciprocity. We're not actually being a real community. We have people who are houseless. I'm not going to say homeless because homeless within. We have people who are houseless. Tough love does not actually effectively change anything. Finland might have a population of 5,620,000. Yes, I looked it up. They were able, yes, it's a state. Okay. But they still were able to solve homelessness and without prerequisites. Yeah. And people there are also dealing with the fentanyl problem as well and have been long before the U.S. So in the United States, there is no longer an excuse for people to not have clean water in the United States. There is no reason for housing to be slum. There's zero excuses for things to still be messed up at this point. We have enough money. We have enough resources. We have brilliant minds and talent. There is zero excuse
for the United States to be a third world country. It's always been a third world country.
For a vast majority of the population, I agree. I mean, there's an explanation, not an excuse, and it's capitalism and oligarchy. It's an explanation. It's not an excuse. And racism. I agree. 100%.
A lot of isms.
A lot of isms. And they're baked into the fiber of the culture of America, which is very unfortunate.
But it ain't autism. They would love on the autistic babies of the spectrum, maybe that they would just let us be. The world would be, in that country especially, a better place.
Well, yeah, I mean, because one thing I've noticed about anybody that I know that's autistic is the directness and the communication that is from, like, there's no playing around with like beating around the bush. There's no playing around with like whatever. It's I'm going to directly tell you what I think about this, and that is what I think. And I love that.
Very black and white.
Well, not even. There's lots of nuance, but it's not hidden.
Both of the partners were artists. I don't know if her partner's still alive because it's just her here with her children and employees. But she basically designed her home as a pyramid. Like the top has a sun square top, and it's just like a pyramid. It's like modern Japanese spiritual architecture. She has mosaic art in the ground of the indigenous medicine wheel and the flag and the colors. And she's actually culturally exchanged with Puebla indigenous groups, the Dene people, the Cree. She's been doing this work for a minute. And I was just like, oh, when I was so I'm here, y'all, because of woofing, cultural exchange. I get to learn about Japanese agriculture. You can do this in any country, by the way. You pay a fee to get on the site. I think for me, it was like 38 USD. And
that's not bad.
I've been able to be at your peak without having to pay rent. I just exchanged, like, after this, I'm going to clean some ACs and help around the garden.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It's awesome. Sometimes I feel away. The Cree chief that came had to remind me that you exist outside of money and a job. It's about what you do with your time here and not how much money you make. When people like, oh, you got to pay for this membership, I'm like, sorry, can't do it. You're just going to have to wait until I can. You know, like, you can always come back. I'm like, I know, keep the discount there. I will. Just got to figure out this music business thing. But yeah, long story short, that's why I love.
I mean, it's an awesome reason. You're very inspiring to me. I've been watching a lot of your content today, and you're very inspiring for me because it takes so much self-awareness and guts and just like being aware of who you are and aware of what you need. And like what the other word that I'm looking for here is, I guess, determined. The determination that's there, the strength that's there, that comes through with this. And I think based on your content, which we'll link everything in our companion blog post so that you can check all this stuff out too. Based on your content, though, it seems as though it feeds itself. Like feeding your own spirituality feeds what makes you able to do things like this.
How do you keep that energy going? Like, is it a cycle? Does it feed itself? Like, there has to be days that are tougher than others. How do you stay just so on it?
I practice the medicine wheel and a little bit of a lot of things. I practice several things. I start with the medicine wheel every day and night, smudging myself, smudging my room. And then in the different directions. Yes, the cardinal directions. And then I learned recently there's actually 7 directions. So there's the upper forever, there's the downer forever, and then there's the inner. So those are the 3 other directions outside of the cardinal directions. So I smudge all of those places. Also, a connection to Ifa, which is a Yoruba spirituality. I'm not going to say a religion because when things become a religion, they become, in a way, a problem.
Like, they become an institution.
Spirituality is not supposed to be religion. It's a system, but it's not necessarily like rigid. If spirituality isn't liberating you, that's not spirituality. Right. Ifa, the first initiation is birth, but it's primarily connected to people of the diaspora. and a lot of people in the American diaspora, because on the transatlantic slave trade and before the transatlantic slave trade, we have indigenous navigators who have been using the trade winds and the currents for thousands of years. Before big ships, we had big canoes, like you see in Moana.
That is not a reference I expected to come out of this, but yeah, people will know that. People will know that.
That's navigating of this world and not just a specific continent. Spirituality. It's like a continuous process. It's a flow. It's basically when they say flow like water, it's a continuous process. It's a flow. You're going to have obstacles, but sometimes you got to move around it. You got to go through it. You got to over time, weed it away, weather it, erode it like a rock. You really move like water. Water is powerful, right? Water brings life. So I will cleanse my Ori, which is the head, just like pray to your Ori. That's literally your spirit. But in a way, it's just like your spirit is here. So it's just like basically pouring into yourself every day. Being honest, I journal 3 pages every day. I wake up from the artist way. Going to touch grass. I know people say hug trees. I don't hug trees.
Same. I don't want to be touched. Like, don't touch it. Like, unless I want to. Like, unless I want to. Yeah.
And I just be like, okay. So I can feel everybody's energy. I can't be touching everybody. I also don't really like handshaking. And I, spiritually, like, I don't like looking people directly in the eye. I'll look at your forehead before I look you directly in the eye, because that's kind of how people can go inside of you in a way. Basically, go in the upside down world of how we're supposed to be in the natural world. No, you're not supposed to look people in the eye. You're supposed to respect people's spirituality. You're supposed to respect nature. You're supposed to help your neighbor, because you're supposed to love others like you would the creator. I'm not. So if you loving the creator, like, you're the creator too. You're not separate. You don't separate spirit and the physical. It's all together. When we go to sleep and dream, the spirit world and the physical world meet. That's the dream world. So it's like a whole diagram. The cross is in there. There's like several different sigils, but it's literally like, this is the spirit world. There are 2 circles. There are 2 dots in the middle, the spirit world, the physical world. Then they meet, which is us in this realm right now. And it's just like, we're all connected. Every reaction, every cause, that's like karma. But like, literally every action that you take has a reaction. So it's like, why are you intentionally putting out bad crap to other people when it can come back to you in a whole other way, or you're holding that energy? So it's a practice. It's every day. It's an everyday thing. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like, I feel like I would like to have money right now. So if they keep asking me where I'm leaving, I'm like, I can just pay you rent. And help out every now and then. But I actually would like to live in this area. They come visit you and work here sometimes, and like do artistic stuff, maybe teach music production, teach how to make your own films with what you have instead of trying to use a big camera that's expensive and out of reach.
Do you think people get really bogged down with stuff like what tools that they're going to use? Yeah, the money thing is it's very unfortunate. Money is, I've always considered money to be very unfortunate, because it's not anything. It's just something that we've all agreed means something, but it doesn't really. It's time.
Yeah, it represents time.
Yeah,
that's true. It does represent time. Yeah, that's true.
But it's so distorted, right?
It is so distorted, because why is my time worth less than someone else's time?
So capitalism wasn't meant to be that way. People like, capitalism, this capitalism, like, we always created, like, we used to exchange shells, but then you have this person being greedy. That's when it becomes a problem. It has everything to do with how people are doing things inside, and it comes out. They get a little egotistical. They start thinking only with their mind and not their hearts. That's basically disconnecting spirit.
100%. It's the more you look at people, if you take a look at people who, I'm not going to name any specific names, but people in the administration that are doing wrong things, and you take a look at them, and I mean, I don't think that those people have spoken from the hearts ever, or even would know how. And that's something that is vitally missing. And I don't know why. I was about to say, I don't know why more people aren't noticing, but people are noticing. Like, all around the world, people are noticing things like this. And that's The only thing, honestly, that makes me think that it's not completely effed up. Because
Or that there's hope.
yeah, that
There's hope.
Exactly. Like that there's hope, because this problem, this thing that is happening in America right now, this is drawing out people who want to do something different. And that's the only thing that's giving me hope, to be fair.
Now, you mentioned, J-Mac, that one of the things that you do in the mornings is journaling, and you referenced the artist way. I think it was like on your Bandcamp, maybe you had some posts like referencing the artist way. Can you tell us, assuming you're talking about the book, and any practices that you learned from it that you felt really, oh, that was a huge aha for me, or that made a big difference?
I like to call it brain dump, but sometimes I'll make this song. I like have this song. I just like brain dump, like backpack. But I'm like brain dump. I just like everything that was in my brain, dump it. I'll write my dreams down also. So that's technically like 6 pages or blended 3 pages. And I'm just like, we getting this out. We gonna write. I don't care what I gotta do today. I don't care if I'm late. I'm getting this done. I'm making sure I'm taking this time for myself. In a way, it's like meditation for me. Because oftentimes we're like, we don't have time. And there was also this Indian artist here who is very devout in meditation and Hinduism. And he's like, the moment you say, oh, I'm only doing this for 20 minutes, the moment you add time is when you agree to that. I'm like, oh.
Powerful.
Making time for yourself without rushing yourself, just being like, I'm putting myself before anything. I don't care what agreement I made. Like, I am the priority first. You got to be selfish in that so you can have that creative energy coming out. I would say the pages are a very powerful practice. Just like making time for yourself, no matter what. Making time intentionally for yourself. The artist dates, that's not always like money. It's like sometimes I'm just going to window shop. I just act as if I have money today. Or let me go to the beach. I noticed that at night, the tide pulls up jellyfish.
Just being in the moment. That's crazy. Yeah.
Be in the water. I'm like, dang, I can't go in the water now. But I'm like, wow, you're so close to the shore. And people can eat those. They're so big. And then they also have seaweed. So it's just like, I just go look at stuff. And also Japan, I would like to say this is a money trap. They have vending machines on every block.
That I've heard of. That everything is in a vending machine. Like you can get anything.
Because it's so colorful. It's so colorful.
I have also heard, and you can tell me if this is true, in a lot of places in Japan, there's a very important emphasis placed on giving everybody their own space, like in the world. You know, I've heard, because like in Tokyo, for example, or larger cities, there's so many people and they all have to commute together. So everybody is very respectful of each other's space. Is that true?
Yeah. And no, Tokyo is bigger than New York. It's huge. One of the largest cities that's bigger than New York City. Is absolutely bigger than New York City. All of New York City will fit in Tokyo.
It's actually a very small amount of land. That's wild.
To put this in perspective, Tokyo's 37 million. New York City is 8.5 million.
Yeah.
So think about that for a second. I'm not a math person, but that's a lot.
I went to Pride. It's like, there's a lot of people, they are respectful. They are like, there's lines, like it's organized, and people like make sure they don't speak when they're holding our arms up, where it's like they are respectful of space because they know everybody has to fit in, especially when it's crowded. So it's just like, we rolling together. Now I will say women still have to watch for weird men being weird, but just learn the words in Japan to shame him publicly.
It's sad to know that it's universal that everyone would choose the bear.
Japan it is amazing. They invested in education, in nature, and protecting their culture, and learning other people's cultures. Like it was like a whole reset. You got some people who's like, I don't know. There's like this whole thing's like, if you're not Japanese, you're not Japanese. I'm like, it depends on which city you're in. Not everybody's like that. So I think certain stereotypes of Japanese people should go away.
Certain stereotypes, period, full stop.
Yeah, in general.
Absolutely. So far, I've been here. Japanese people have been very welcoming, very excited that I want to learn Japanese. They actually do want to learn English because they want to talk. Like they actually like talking. You have some of the awkward ones, but most people actually want to genuinely get to know you. They want to talk. They want to know who you are. They are quiet, but it's more so respectful of your space. Like everyone should be, instead of just being like not sharing their true feelings.
It vexes me so much that people are not respectful of space, of each other's space here.
And
That's
they
good
do
to know.
put tremendous pressure on them. So I would say, unfortunately, the suicide rate is still high. And that's what even pushed this whole art center, because she lost a student because of the pressure. So that's still a real thing. People here work very hard, sometimes too hard. And I'm just like, y'all gotta have boundaries to also, I think people pleasing is a thing here. Because when you're eating, I notice, like, you know, in America, we're supposed to be quiet when we eat. But they're like, they want you to be loud. They want you to say it's delicious like every other minute. Otherwise, it's I'm like, oh, dang, I got to talk. I'm just trying to eat. Like, I want to let them know, like, if I'm quiet and eating, that means the food is good.
That means the food is good. Yeah, yeah.
If the plate is clear and there's not a crumb left, it was good.
This is sort of going to be a jump cut into another topic. So tell me about the music. Where are you at with your music? Tell me something cool about your music that's happening right now.
I haven't really been making new music because I'm like on go. I have a phone, but it's like, I don't know. The songs aren't really connecting because all my music right now is just like, fuck that country, fuck this country. But I can't necessarily say that now because they're not actually free. But I'm going to have to get creative and say it metaphorically. So it's just like, I've been listening to a lot of Little Richard, watching Little Richard's videos. Like, I don't think people realize how such a queer elder Little Richard was in the gym and before his time.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, y'all didn't really understand what that man did. All it was, it was pretty. Okay. Instead of like going out, like he just made his music extremely fast so Pat Boone can catch up and steal his music. Like,
interesting.
Because it worked.
Yeah.
Hey.
Where's that?
So I'm like, what can I do to truly be myself, be authentic right now? So I'm like, I made music in 2022 that kind of is relevant today. So I'm putting it out. And in a way, I've kind of taken a stock, like music is a business and I'm making money and not as much as I like. What can I do? Like, what is missing here? Was I making music for people? Yeah, no. It kind of felt like I was making music as you said I couldn't do it, so I did it. How? And now it's like trying to make music. You know what I'm saying? It's like people say, oh, you can't do that, and I did it. Like, oh, you can't do this, and I did it. I'm like, don't challenge me. I got Capricorn placements in astrology and my sidereal astrology. I am a Capricorn. So it's like, I'm an Aquarius, and I'm a Capricorn stellium double. Like, why are you trying me? Don't try me.
Right. So watch out.
So I will say it's time. I just want to put out more, I would say, liberating music, more honest from the heart music, breaking down genre barriers, cussing out men who say, anytime I say I do music, they be like, oh, can you sing for me? And I just be wanting to cuss them out. Like, no, no. Like, when you're missing out, I'm like, I don't want your opportunity. I don't want to work for you. I don't work for people. I work for the creator. And I don't work for the creator. I work with the creator. So I don't need to work under anybody. Like, you're a human. Stay in a human's place. I don't need a boss. And I know that sounds wild, but it's like, I am not in need or want. I have, and I have to say that to myself every day because it's hard. Capitalism has hooked us on being codependent.
Yeah, machine kind of thing.
Yeah, so
well, and then people are always releasing like some new gadget or new tool or new whatever that you're like, oh, I might need that. Like, that's cool. That does this thing better than the thing I'm using to do that thing. Yeah.
You don't need this. Like, what are you doing for time? Are you happy? So it's just like, I just for the music is like, I'm putting out music intentionally, like being honest. I don't care how it sounds. Like people were like, I want jazz and R&B. I'm like, well, go get it from the person that likes to make jazz and R&B. That's not me. When I feel like making jazz and R&B, I will get somebody else to do it. Like that's really the type of music I'm putting out. And I was like, I'm going to do me, whether you like it or not. Here it is. I'm done trying to shape myself and do this and not be myself in my music because it shows. People can sense when you're not being yourself. So right now it's just like, this is what I put out. Like it or like it.
That resonates with anybody who creates or does anything. It doesn't even just have to be music. As you're describing that feeling of like, well, this is what I do. This is what I want to do. I remember vividly feeling that way in multiple conversations. If it's like working on a project or considering a new client. And it's like, I technically could do that. Yes, but that's not what I do. Like, that's not what I enjoy doing. That's not what I want to do. You have to find that balance. So I think that's really powerful to live by that. You were talking about just like doing things for you, like what you create, what you do. It's not taking orders from someone else kind of thing.
America has a problem. I think the music industry especially have a problem. And sometimes I would say the whole music industry has a problem with like, this is the way it's done. This is how it has to be. And I'm just like, well, that's not music. Music is spiritual.
It is. Yeah. True.
So how you gonna tell spirit what spirit gonna do? You can't tell spirit. Like I tell my spirit what we doing to get there, but you can't tell my spirit what to do. Like my mama don't tell me what to produce. I don't listen to my dad at all. Like I love him, but he's just like a little bit brainwashed for certain things. And I love him, but it comes from a certain era and I just don't believe in what he believes in. And I do me. I've always done me. Like, I don't ask them for permission to leave the country. I left and I told them later. Oh, I'm like, hey, I left.
Wow.
Because in the artist way, is this term called crazy makers and blockers. We have crazy makers who intentionally sabotage you when they know you're building and creating because there's something that they're insecure about. Or like I like to say a matrix agent, and they're acting on a system, even when you're like building something. Like, I don't even tell people what I'm doing anymore. I just do it and be like, oh, I did this. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing anymore, because I notice when you tell your environment, it's like quantum physics. You tell your environment what you're doing, it completely, in a way, blocks it. So it's just like, just do it. It's like, even since in the artist way, don't even tell people what you're writing down. Like, never share your journals. Never share your artist way journal with anybody. Keep them outside. It's between you and the creator. So what I create is between me and the creator. If we're making this film and it's already created and I'm the director and it's on the call sheet, what's not on the call sheet ain't on the call sheet. It's not a script, ain't in the script. I'm open for suggestions that make sense and are in alignment. But the hypercritical intentional blocking, the intentional sabotaging, I'm not taking that anymore. And I think a lot of people are waking up to that. It's like, even on social media, like, I find that you're always like complaining, and I'm like, or I'm telling the truth. I'm expressing life. Well, maybe if you did, I'm like, you can support me now. There's been links in my bio for you to buy my music, to look at my website. Everybody knows that coming here know that I'm doing it. You've been watching my page for 90 days and you still ain't buy my music? It's weird. That's matrix agent energy. You either want to support somebody or you don't. There is no in between.
This reminds me of something that you were saying in one of your most recent videos. You were talking about cutting people out of your life, the matrix agents. You didn't mention it that way in the video, but like the matrix agents out of your life so that you could be and keep in your life, not necessarily like everyone always had to be positive, but rather like you wanted to have people around you that weren't specifically bringing up noise, essentially. Like you were trying to reduce the noise of other people's sort of, oh, but why not this? But why not this? But why not this? And that sort of thing. That really resonated with me. That was one of the things I was listening to earlier that I was like, oh, this is going to be a good conversation. And it's nice to know that wasn't just that day. Like that definitely is something that you feel deeply in your heart.
The creative came and did a workshop. It was like, you chose your parents, you chose the suffering. And like the root word of suffering in English, the Latin context is to allow. It's not necessarily you are choosing to punish yourself. It's about you're going through these obstacles so you can have this medicine to give to others. And this matters because blocking those blockers and those crazy makers out of my life, I noticed I propelled forward. And when I got into certain relationships and I kind of got distracted, I allowed the distraction. So now I know that now, and those lessons, I'm now able to help other people do the same thing. Everyone is a creator. You don't have to be a musician. You don't have to be this. You just being alive and breathing, if you're able, you can create. So that's what it's about. I'm happy when I'm creating. And when I'm not, people are like, oh, I just need you to play this and this and this and this and this and this. And I'm just like, no. Like even here, like I notice people always be like, well, why don't you? I don't want to do that. I want to work in the studio. Why can't you hear what I said? Well, you should. I said I want to work in a music studio and I want to make movies. Why are you not listening? I don't think they realize they're doing it.
I do think that like a lot of people have really good intentions in what they're saying, but they don't really recognize how what they're saying is impacting the person they're saying it to. I think people are just in each other's business so much. And we're all contributing to that by putting our business on social media, by like promoting, you know what I mean? Doing and whatever. We're all sort of contributing to that happening, but it is happening. And there's probably a better way.
Yeah. Something I've learned with my chosen family, before we even begin the conversation, I'm like, is this a venting conversation or is this you would like some support conversation?
Or advice, or, you know, am I listening or are you asking for help or what's happening? Yeah. It's good to develop that in advance. That's probably the best advice that you can give anybody when you're talking to anybody about anything, is just establish a quick boundary just in the beginning. What is this? What's the intention?
What's interesting though is like how taken back people get by that. Some will almost be like off put by it. I just want to be clear. I want to know what you need.
Like a whole thing I've noticed, I'm grateful that I know I'm on the spectrum now. So that's been helpful in navigating. Hey, are you going to actively listen to this conversation? And when they say no, I'm like, then I'm not going to have this conversation. And something
I'm not saying everybody's time.
Right? Imagine if I did this though. Like just think about what that could mean. Like that would be
it would be amazing. I wish more people were more open to that.
I was at this farm. It's a lot of foreigners from other places. And it's like, it's seen as new that you're asking us if we're making vegan food. We know you're vegan. I'm like, yeah, but you still don't know what vegan means because you keep asking me every day, what do I eat? I'm like, I'm just advocating for myself and I'm not afraid. Like I didn't come into this world to be liked. I came into this world to be me.
I love that. And I feel like a lot of that is also very, very prominent in your music. Like it feels like we're almost inside your head in a lot of the tracks that I've heard and stuff like that. So we're going to listen to one of J Mack's tracks, Crash Out. So we're going to listen to it end to end. And this is available just about anywhere, actually. We'll make sure we have the links in the podcast companion guide for this episode. Make sure you check it out too. But listen with us, then we're going to chat about it. Welcome back. I look at this Crash Out song. I just want to start by saying thank you for making this because it's a vibe. It's enjoyable to listen to, like just on the surface. But then when you listen to it, hearing what you're actually saying, you can feel the place that it's coming from. And you can feel this side of not wanting to dwell in despair and things that are negative and trying to like break out and explore creativity, rebuild yourself. And I just love how the music and the words that you're saying, the lyrics complement each other, like this ebb and flow. So you have almost like this quiet rage, but then also like self-affirmation. So it's like, boom, like it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It's really good. It is really good. I listened to it a whole bunch of times earlier today because I was like, okay, we've got it. Like, and I'm glad that Mello was, because we hadn't really discussed which ones we wanted to play prior. And I was like, we got to do Crash Out though. And she's like, yeah, Crash Out.
She said, we have to do Crash Out. I already put a slide in the deck for it.
I feel like the hard part about being an artist right now has been who is, I know my audience, but it's like, how do I push it to them more? And it's like,
How do they find it? Right? Like,
How do you like?
and it's like
Yeah.
marketing. I love this song and I'm so glad y'all get it. It's just like, I don't think it's been getting to the right people. And
Yeah.
It's hard to get things to the right people.
It really is. It really is.
Well, there's so much noise. There's so much noise.
so much noise. Yeah.
Like there's so much, and there's no guarantee. You're talking about like a marketing tool and things like that. There's still no guarantee that that's going to even do anything, because it's like maybe they have a system or whatever. But we've already been discussing literally the entire theme of this episode is that systems are broken, and pushing forth throughout them as. But I think that you'll find a way. Personally.
Yeah.
I think that the determination and the sense of self that you have is so strong that you'll find a way.
I'm trying to figure out how to put that energy into my performances, because right now I can't even play the piano right now. Like, I don't know what's happening, but it's just like, I do know what's happening. I kind of wrote about it today, but I'm just like, I think I'm still like healing through the trauma of growing up in Memphis and like blatantly being compared to every other musician there growing up, just like, well, you should sing like this, you should do it like this, you should play like this person, you gotta play it like this, you gotta play it like that. And like, I went to Stax Academy and there's amazingly dope talented people all there. Like, we're all amazingly dope and talented. And then I had imposter syndrome at an early age, so it was just like,
Oh,
that brought it up, because yesterday she was like, play, you need to practice. And because I was like, I couldn't remember a song. She's like, play from the heart. I'm like, it's all, I wouldn't say it's depressed, but it's like, I kept playing a lot of, okay, I'm about to sound like a music nerd now. I played a lot of diminished and augmented notes, like on purpose, because that's really how I feel. Like sometimes it would be major, minor, and then it would go back to augmented and diminished notes. Because that's literally how my energy flows. It's like an ebb and flow.
Yeah.
Healing isn't linear. It's going like this.
No, it's not.
Literally how I feel right now. It's like, I'm happy and I'm grateful. And I also am ready to thrive now. I'm thriving now. And light is late, which means everything we're saying is late. So it's like, I have it now. And I can't let what I don't see determine what I'm experiencing. And it's like, what the is supposed to
oh my God. Light is late.
Yeah.
Light is late. Oh my, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the way you just said that. That light is late. And I feel that. I know exactly what that means.
He's like, the light is late. He's like, when you see the star, what you see is late. It's just now getting to you. That star has already moved on.
Right. Yeah.
Don't allow what you see to determine what you are experiencing from your heart. So I'm like, what I gotta do? I gotta just keep doing things from the heart. So even when people ain't gonna like it, I care about your feelings, and this is coming from my heart. And I am going to, of course, say things from the heart with empathy and compassion, and be honest.
I think honesty is compassionate. I think being like, it's, to me, even little white lies that's not good. Like, that's
No.
I mean, I do have trust issues and whatever else, and that's my own little journey and my sense of healing and whatever else. But one of the things that I learned upon that journey is that honesty that's how you are truthful with someone. That's how you can be present with them. So I feel you.
It really comes down to a choice, right? Are you choosing to be honest with yourself or the other person? And just who are you going to lie to?
Well, and why would you want to be in a situation, a friendship, a relationship, whatever, with someone who you had to who you had to diminish your light in order to be around them? Like, or you couldn't say the sum total of your shoes. Why would you even want them in your life? If you have to tamp yourself down, or if you have to say things in a certain way, or if you have to walk on an eggshell or whatever else, why would you want to live like that? I don't know.
Right.
I just wouldn't.
That's how it felt living in New Orleans.
Yeah.
The service industry, I feel like it's always on eggshells, because if somebody doesn't like you, that's your or you don't get.
Yeah.
You don't like when people tell the truth. Prime example, I was like, it's going to be the slow season. why do you not have a contingency plan in place for this season? Why aren't people being paid leave? Why don't you have the money for paid leave? Why didn't you set that up in your business for paid leave? And your excuse, it's slow. And I'm like, it's coming. Why aren't you prepared? So that would get me in trouble. I feel like this is the way it is. I'm like, for you. That's all I'm going to say on there.
Being in the service industry is mind-crushingly, soul-crushingly horrible too. It just is. I mean, I've been there. I've done that. I don't want the t-shirt.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it doesn't have to be, but it's just the way it is. Like, it's just be like, and I don't mean it's just the way it is and it can't change. What I mean is no one's changing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one is actively trying to change it. And I kind of thought, like, during COVID, during the pandemic, when everybody needed delivery, when everybody needed like the essential workers and things like that, I actually sort of thought that people start treating people in service-based jobs, like people who worked in gas stations and people who worked. I thought they would start treating them better.
Right.
I really did. I myself felt so grateful that I could order food and have it brought to me and support my local restaurant by doing so. And that my local restaurant was still giving the people who worked there, even though they couldn't open, a job. So I would support them by buying the food. And yet now we're however many years later, I guess 5. And it's back to everybody treating service industry people like crap.
And their business is closing also.
Yeah. All over. I
worked at a place, they were closing. And people there wanted to give me a job. It was like, well, you're a new bartender. I'm like, but I am bartending is not rocket science. I have good customer service.
It's a little bit of chemistry, but it's not rocket
right. I feel like I have drank a lot of drinks. It's just mixing.
But there's people in the service industry who I really love, who've been supporting me in this journey as well. Like, they are very much rooting for me, and I'm so grateful. However, it's just like, I didn't get along with the politics in New Orleans, and I don't get along with the politics of the service industry in the States, and it needs to change, and it's shitty, and it can improve, and it should improve, and it's gonna improve. And I'm like, it is gonna start with me. I'm gonna do something about it. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to Japan where business is efficient.
Yeah. They reject what you're not gonna take.
Yeah, like, I'm like, let me figure out how they make things efficient, not overwork people, because they still overwork people here. Let me figure out how to make things efficient and not overwork people, and everybody eats, because it's possible.
It is possible.
Like spoken by J-Mac. So you have a line in your song, which is, you say grind till you die. That stuff ain't gonna fly. Like, I mean, you said it yourself. So really, you're just bringing this full circle. So if you guys haven't listened to Crash Out, check it out, because everything that we're talking about, it's all interwoven and it's stunning.
It's stunning.
Yeah. This song came about when I burnt out. I would say, I don't want to say I have chronic burnout, but I'm on a spectrum. It's like binge, burnout, inertia, then this, like, I forget what the other part is. It's like M. What's the M? Meltdown.
Yeah.
Meltdown. And then shutdown. And I had that in 2022. Like, I was doing so good, and then I took on too much work. I thought I could do it all. And I burned myself out. My money dwindled immediately as I got it. I mismanaged my money because I was not coping well. Because it was like, I'm finally getting money and I can't get housing by myself because y'all want checks out when I'm sending invoices. Like, I was mad. And I was just like, I forgot my dream of leaving the country. I'm like, I could have left then. But I'm like, in the other new song that's out, the shoulda, coulda, woulda's gotta go. So I'm just like, I'm grateful for the lessons that I learned then. But that song came about because I was like trying not to crash out on my family, because my family kept expecting to owe me. And I'm like, you're not getting that her no more. Her is gone. It's they now. We're here right now. So all of this is basically a letter to tell all the agents of the Matrix that people are okay with the system to fuck off without saying fuck off.
Mm-hmm. The lyrics are really good. Your flow with words is really, really beautiful. And it seems to come very naturally to you.
And it's like the things that you're focused on, like where you're accenting and even how you're delivering it really just makes like this compound effect where what you leave the listener with is like, boom, it hits different because of your emphasis. It's almost like someone could say the exact same words in a different way and it just wouldn't have the impact.
It's good. It's a point of view. It's a vibe. It's the whole thing. I really like it. I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I really like it. Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to figure out, where do I perform this type of music? I know I could do it in Japan, but it's just like, I feel like I'm out of practice and doing this work. Like, I'm grateful again that I'm getting housing, that I find that I don't get as much time to myself. Like this, I have to carve out and ask for permission. And after this, I'm about to go like do stuff. So it's just like, I'm finding that it's been hard for me, regardless of leaving the States, that it's been kind of a challenge to focus on getting better at performing, getting better at just getting better, ready to perform. Like, I'm like, how am I about to do this? I'm not supposed to do it by myself. I'm like, creator, hello?
Paging, creator, please show up.
Well, creator, if you're listening to this right now, direct.
Right?
The creator create this whole situation. The creator is such a Virgo rising. Like, the creator is all signs. The creator is all signs. The creator literally is the best planner of them all and planned all this thing. So I'm like, what is this experience teaching me? What is this for me to know? Well, I know that I like to have money for freedom, not necessarily to buy things, just to be able to do what I want when I want.
You do have this other song that you recently released. I think we have it inside the blog post. You'll be able to listen to it. I do want to know kind of like the background behind this song as a spoiler for everybody. And then they have to go check it out and then see what they
on your page.
I took a microdose. I felt that I had to microdose in order to be in the sunken place, which is my hometown. Because it's like, I'm a different me now. I'm new. And I'm in a place that expected me to be the old me. And it was just like, so it was like, in order to like keep myself where I was like, I'm doing this and I'm going to speak from my heart. So that helped me. It basically opened me up to be able to speak from the heart without trying to people please, without trying to block myself, without overthinking, without criticism. I literally did this song all first takes, and I just like layered it. Like, this is all from flow. Everyone talks about being in flow, especially from the artist way, but when you're in flow, you're with the creator co-creating.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell that I was kind of getting out of it when I ended it with, this is a terrible song. I really said, this is like, I basically recorded this whole song explicitly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, this is all explicit now. I'm thinking of Crash Out. Crash Out was actually recorded explicit. I haven't released that version yet. And then I went back and re-edited it. But this one is just all raw, no edits, just straight dot, layered. This is how I felt. This is what I was thinking. This is what I was envisioning. Like, I was thinking like, I'm going to be a punk rock version of Maroon 5. Like when you go, oh my God, and then the key, I was embodying just myself. And then I looked at Little Richard's interviews. I was like, oh yeah, that's me. Binary. I really feel like I am just a very effeminated gay man who still loves women somehow. So I'm like, I'm just queer, but I'm very sassy and I have a lot of fire. So the key was like, key. And I made it acapella because I was just like, I would like DJs, especially in our community, to play with my music. Like, I basically produce my music so DJs can have fun. And I don't know, like, I know DJs, but I'm like, how do I just like play my music and have fun with it?
That's literally how you do it. Yeah. Speaking as a
And
former DJ, that's
doing
literally
that.
how you do it. Give them a copy of it and say, hey, check this out and see if you want to use it. I used to be a DJ in LA for a little bit of a while. We ran some nightclubs and stuff. If you were to say to me, I recorded this a cappella to see what DJs would do with it, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do something with it. Oh,
Challenge accepted.
we're doing something with this. 100%. DJs would love that. DJs would love that. 100%. I can tell you that.
I'm gonna say
right now.
do whatever you want and just put me in the credits and make sure you still like that splishy right. Here's my IPI.
I'm not a DJ anymore, but I will send this to a friend of mine who I think would really enjoy it, who is a DJ.
Yes.
So
Tell them, have fun, credit me, my ASCAP, you can look it up. Just credit me and give me the splits, but please have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, this song is absolutely amazing.
It is really good.
What I really like about it is it almost has like this hypnotic feel to it. Like you almost feel like you're getting lost, but in a good way.
It feels like a ritual. It honestly feels like a ritual.
Like it's very like, and there's moments where you're feeling like you're being pulled down, like almost into a valley, but then you're being with like euphoria. Like it's kind of wild. Like it's visceral. It's very visceral. And it complements social media a little bit. Not complements like, oh, I love you, social media, but almost if you think about like,
no, it feels like what social media feels like.
There's all this stuff going on too. So it's almost like you're trying to find legitimacy, but questioning things. It's very wild. Very wild.
Yeah.
It's really good. You should totally listen to it.
Listen to this song because even now with TikTok, people are like, why am I even doing this? I see people making money, but like, what is the point? The point isn't for people, it's for you.
If you can communicate something, I mean, I guess people get really bogged down in stuff like followers and making money and all of that. And I mean, wouldn't that be great? Like if you could have like an income from doing things like that, that would be amazing. Like 100%, that would be brilliant. I'm not going to give advice because I don't have that myself. So, I've watched a lot of information about it. And what it's told me is that no one formula is going to make it happen. It happens if it happens. And that's part of being like one with the creator, part of being one with, intention.
Why you focus on the quantity and not the quality. And I know that sounds wild.
I love that. You got to throw things at the wall to see what sticks. You have to see what resonates because you just never know.
Yeah. So thank you so much for making this incredible music. And hands down, when we initially reached out to you, I had found a bunch of your music and just started playing it, like without looking at what the track titles were, no context, just letting it play as I was like working on something. And there was multiple times where I'd be like, ooh, like,
yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody listening, go find J Mack's music. We got the links in the post and just put it on. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be driving, you could be doing art, you could be doing whatever. Like it is a vibe. And it's a vibe.
It's a lot of different vibes, really. Like it's a lot of different vibes.
And it's dynamic.
And that's what I like about it because in my opinion, the definition of art is something that makes you feel something. There's more to it than that, obviously, and whatever, but like the true, like if you distill it down to its brass core function, art is a communication in some way that makes you feel. So what resonates with me might not resonate with you, so you should definitely listen for yourself.
All right. Well, J-Mack, I know we've asked you a bunch of questions. We've talked about a lot of things. We want to switch gears here because we have a question. Well, I guess you technically have a question in a sense. We want to talk about the artist prompt that's tied to this amazing episode that we've done and all of the conversations that we have. So you want to give everybody a look at what the artist prompt is for this?
Yes. So it's time for y'all to speak from the heart. I would like y'all to create something, share something without using words.
Ooh, so good. Ooh, so good.
I want y'all to still be able to travel the world without being blocked by oppressive regimes. So find ways to say everything without speaking. This is kind of like a show don't tell. I'm challenging y'all to do it with the intention from the heart instead of focusing on what people want from you.
I think for the ArtInqMe challenge, I have so many things that I'm thinking of now because it doesn't matter where you are, where you're from, what language you speak. Like this literally can go across anything and can resonate with anyone. And there's so much power in that. So if you create something, share it, post it, tag us so we can also share it as well with J-Mack, make sure that they get to see it. I use the hashtag, the ArtInqMe, just so we can find it out in that void of social media. Even if you end up just creating something and not sharing, that's okay too. And I think that's important to always call out. But definitely give some thought to this one, because when we were talking about it before the episode started, Bo's cat and I were like, ooh.
No, I just love that because we get so bogged down and like, do this, do that, do this. J Mac said, the first thing that comes to mind is to speak from the heart. And we were just like, ooh, just like that. That was exactly how it is.
It's super cheesy, but
yes. I don't know. I don't think it's cheesy. I think it's from the heart. Like, it was a true, honest reaction. Like, I suppose.
So we're acting like we're at the end of the episode, but we just have a few more questions for you, J-Mac. This is actually one of our favorite parts of the episode. We call it Quick Sketch Q&A. There's just going to be a few random questions, and you just have to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. That's it. It's not going to be rocket science. Are you ready for this? All right. So clearly you've traveled. When you're flying on an airplane, do you prefer the aisle, middle, or window seat?
Window.
Why?
Ooh. I like to see.
I'm here for that. Let's go.
Great answer. All right. Favorite food?
Curry.
Ooh. Any specific flavor?
Now I'm hungry.
I know, I always make
a mixture of Indian and Japanese and Thai. I like Thai curry because I like coconut milk in my curry.
I love Thai curry. Good answer.
I like the green one without the fish sauce because I'm vegan.
I like the yellow one.
So I know you've mentioned these agents of the Matrix, that makes me think of like Matrix movies. You had also mentioned wanting in film more fantasy and sci-fi and stuff. What is your favorite movie?
The Wiz.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
Hey, why don't we have a cult following of The Wiz like we do Transylvania?
There kind of was in the 80s. There kind of was a cult following of The Wiz when it first came out. People really enjoyed it. It got everywhere.
It was a sci-fi fantasy horror. I love it.
Everything all put together.
And that suspense, it had drama, it had healing, it had a coming of age for a 30-year-old. Like, people didn't peep that. She was in her 30s trying to live her life, and her mama just wanted her to get married. And she's like, I'm just living my life, girl. Like, I feel like that's what we going through now as millennials. Like, it's so relevant. And also to see people who look like me be talented and thriving and artistic. And my favorite song, Don't Bring Bad News. No. No bad news. That's my favorite song. And Tin Man is my favorite character in that one.
Yeah, Tin Man was great. Great. If you could play any instrument that you've never played before, what would it be?
Saxophone.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't think I saw that coming, actually. But
I did not either.
I guess you already know how to play some instruments, though, too.
Oh, from the standpoint of traveling, a saxophone is lighter. Like, at first I was
here you go.
And that's okay. I played the cornet and then I lost it it's a long story. Lost it. I didn't really lose it. I just had a real friend and a bad roommate, and now it's gone. But I will say a saxophone is lighter. It's lighter, is the reeds makes it easier to breathe into and to play, and I already know how to read and write for it. So it's like, bro, I play the saxophone all day.
Love that saxophone.
I could pick it up and play it, and people like, oh, like I don't have to tune a piano.
Yeah, I lived in New York City for a short period of time. When I was leaving, I had the windows opened, because I was trying to air out the room, get rid of the me of it all, because I was sort of trying to just say goodbye to the space. And this was up on the 25th floor, and I could hear wafting up through the alleyways this just like single mournful saxophone. There's always a lot of street musicians in New York. But it was the single mournful saxophone. It was like 5 a.m. and it was just the most beautiful, most poignant thing that I've ever heard in my life. The saxophone just has a very special place in my heart.
Were you near Harlem?
Actually, yeah, I was a little bit near Harlem. I was just south of Harlem. Yeah.
That's like a picturesque film moment in real life.
It was.
right?
Yeah, it was
that's
so
what I was
good.
just thinking. I'm like, I feel like I've seen this in a movie.
This literally happened to me. I will never forget it. I was like 19 years old. I will never forget it. It was amazing.
My last question for you for Quick Sketch Q&A is, if your life had a theme song, what would it be?
I really just like going off the top. I was like, "Look, my life like it's golden." And then before that was like, "Should I give up or should I just keep chasing pavements?" Those two songs for right now.
I kind of want to go to a karaoke bar with J-Mac because we crushed it.
I know.
I'm like, seriously?
They would crush it. They would crush it. I would try.
Are you kidding? I would just be like the hype man the whole time.
Fun fact, Donna, karaoke was on the stage outside and I was always singing Juicy.
That was actually literally going to be my next question, was Don't You Karaoke song.
Juicy. It used to be Juicy until I found out what Biggie Smalls was as a person. So now it's whoop the keys to the Jeep. Roll,
I love it.
Sometimes I'll get very challenging and I'll sing Whitney Houston or Shaka Khan because
Oh, really?
I got the ball. I got the
That
ball.
does take nerve. Yeah.
The other is actually harder because she sings so fast. People don't realize she sings so fast. So fast.
She does. If you don't know that much about music and you listen to Beyonce, it doesn't sound as complicated as it is. You know what I mean? But she makes it sound easy, but it's very complex. Yeah. She's got a beautiful voice too.
Beyonce is the hardest song.
Wild.
I know people like, but you said Whitney. I'm like, I can get to Whitney. I can get to Shaka. But Beyonce, if it's not a slow song, it's like, it's still.
Well, and then you got to think she's dancing the whole time too. Like that's wild. Yeah, like she's dancing the whole time, and she's not. It's not just like a box step, not just a little dance that she's doing. She's doing, her whole body is moving, and that's just so much breath control. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I honestly, if somebody wanted to train me, I'm like, make me sing Beyonce songs while dancing. That'll get me into shape.
Honestly, yeah.
To sing and dance right now, I'm like, I can do it, but I feel like if I started, I know it's not my music, but it's just like, I still feel like a lot of my music, I want it to be danceable because I'm a really great dancer. But it's like a lot of my music, how do I make danceable music when I'm like rage? Like it's just teenage rage coming out. Like, how do I do that? How do I make teenage rage danceable music?
I have no doubt that you'll figure it out. A lot of your music already touches on it in a very cool and I think a digestible way, which is good. And I think it's important that it also can be heard and appreciated by a lot of different people. So I think I really, really look forward to seeing what else you continue to create. And this has been just an amazing conversation. Just to hear your story, all of the places that we went today, if you think about it, like we talked about some of life's messiest moments, right? Creativity and chaos, life lessons from travel, spiritual growth. And I think really what resonates with me is making your own path when the world says it can't be done is okay. And it should be done.
I'm mellow.
And just being honest and true to yourself. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Art Inquiry.
Thank you.